I am in Kyrgyzstan. It is a stunningly beautiful country located in the northeastern part of Central Asia. The capital of Kyrgyzstan is Bishkek, with a population around 1 million people. According to the historical data, Indo-European tribes named Scyths or Saka inhabited the territory of modern Kyrgyzstan. In the Middle Ages, these places were occupied by the Turkic people who came from Mongolia. In the 20th century, before gaining its independence in 1991, Kyrgyzstan was part of the USSR. Kyrgyzstan is the proud possessor of unique nature, about 2,000 lakes, the biggest of which is Issyk-Kul. This lake is called Central Asian Pearl, taking the 7th place in the list of the deepest lakes on planet Earth. Namely, Issyk-Kul attracts many tourists all around CIS. The country has a large number of natural sanctuaries and parks. Bazaars in Kyrgyzstan aren't very different to Kazakhstani markets. Here you can buy high-quality rice, farmer's meat and dairy products, as well as fruit and vegetables from local farms. Basically, you can find anything from felt products to spices and oils. I was also carried away by temptation and purchased something for my new recipes. Dear friends, welcome! I am back from a wonderful country called Kyrgyzstan with a couple of incredibly delicious and captivating recipes. Today we're gonna cook scrambled eggs. Travelers, scrambled eggs. This dish is cooked on a fire, in a cauldron, in a frying pan, generally on any surface that lets us fry vegetables and eventually add eggs to them. Well, let's start. I would need vegetables, peppers, tomatoes, onions, garlic, spices, salt and pepper, and walnuts. Begin with the preparation of vegetables. Remove the seeds from the pepper. If the pepper is spicy, add a small amount, but I recommend you using semi-sweet pepper, which adds piquancy to the dish. This quantity is enough. These are real vegetable scrambled eggs. We need to roast our vegetables until it has a paste texture. And in this paste, we will cook our eggs. Today I'm cooking chicken eggs, but I've once tried preparing goose eggs. Goose's eggs are denser than chickens and surely aren't as popular but equally tasty. Chop the onion into small cubes. One big onion is enough. Put that in the cauldron primarily for roasting. Finish with the onion and now turn to the garlic and tomatoes. We'll fry it in stages. Firstly, roast the onion until golden brown, then add garlic, pepper and tomatoes at the very end. We have to wait until it becomes paste-like. Why do I call it traveler's scrambled eggs? Because it's cooked from vegetables which are sold in any bazaar and they're very fresh now, for they are in season. You can add any other vegetables you like. I also frequently add these delicious garlic scapes. Why not add them today? I'll also cut them and fry. The only thing is that I want garlic scapes to keep their hardness and crispness. That is why I'm gonna add them right before putting eggs to the vegetable paste at the end. Cut the garlic, or grate it. It isn't that important. Always add garlic to taste. I personally put 2 or 3 cloves. Chop it coarsely. Slice the garlic scapes into such stripes about 3 centimeters long. Well, I'm done with chopping vegetables, so now is the time to warm up the cauldron and cook our scrambled eggs. Our cauldron is heated, and I'm pretty sure that we're gonna cook the roasted vegetables extremely fast. First of all, put some butter and drizzle sunflower oil. If you have olive oil, and if you like it, then use it. Add onion. Don't roast them much. Keep the onion soft. Our onion is ready, and now it is time to add walnuts. You can mince walnuts into tiny pieces or grind them. But I rub them like that with hands and add to the roasted veggies. While frying every ingredient, add them one by one. Garlic. I'm adding garlic staples at the very end. Garlic enhances the flavor of our dish. It smells so rich. Our onion has been tenderized, and now we add pepper to the roasted veggies. In Traveler's scrambled eggs, it's important not to over-roast any product. Every ingredient has to be beautiful and fresh, preserving its natural color. We'll make a paste out of them, but won't turn it into ketchup. Just let the vegetables become nice and soft. Add tomatoes. The tomato juice will come out and give us a bit of a sour flavor. Look at our beautiful roasting. We're using the most basic spices, salt and black pepper. Fry our veggies, add garlic staples. It's a sign that our roasting is almost ready. In order to enhance the flavor, I'm adding adjika sauce. Quite a little amount, 1 tablespoon. The roasting is ready. To make a paste out of it, I'm gonna add some water, saute our vegetables, and wait until the water evaporates. I'll make some little holes in our roasting where we're gonna place the eggs. Season with salt. Spread the roasting food evenly over the cauldron. Now prepare some cells for our eggs. Be delicate. Place in the eggs. Cover. Let them cook thoroughly. While the eggs are preparing, I'm going to work with herbs. In summer, herbs are a perfect addition to any dish. We aren't supposed to wait until the eggs get hard-boiled. I love when yolk remains juicy and soft. From the herbs, we have parsley, onion, and dill. Technically, it's a standard set of herbs and a real source of vitamins. Well, let's remove the tough stems and leave the tops. Make sure to wash the herbs, and you can dry it with a napkin or a towel so that it will decorate the table. There is nothing more wonderful than a smell of fresh herbs from the garden. Well, let's cut our herbs. If you wish, drizzle some sunflower oil, but I'm going to leave it fresh. Just add the eggs on top. Let me see, what's going on in the cauldron? Our scrambled eggs are ready. Look at this delightful meal. I'm spreading the vegetables evenly and the eggs on top. It's also very tasty to dunk fresh, tender bread in the yolk. Try it. It's going to be tasty. Flavorful and gorgeous scrambled eggs. Perfect timing to taste it. Travelers scrambled eggs on a fire. Pour some sunflower oil into the cauldron. Add butter. Mince the onion and saute it on a pan until it gets translucent. Add pepper, tomatoes, or tomato paste, minced garlic, and chopped walnuts. Roast for 2-3 minutes, stirring at the same time. Afterwards, add minced garlic staples, spices to taste, and some water. Saute for 5 minutes. By this time, the paste has turned into a thick sauce. Make a cell inside the sauce using a spoon and carefully put in the egg. Lid on. When the egg white has cooked solidly, but the yolk only just a bit, take the pan off the heat. The second dish we're going to cook today is a kind of soup prepared with the meat of a spring lamb, very fresh meat. Here it is called sorpa, in Kyrgyzstan, shorpo. Very charming lamb here. And today we're using its loin, which will be the base for our broth. We're going to boil it for an hour, gradually adding vegetables. That is why I'm going to cut them now. The onion will be sliced into thin rings, however the carrot and potatoes need to be cut in big dices because it's a standard size for shorpo. I can already hear that my cauldron is warmed up, it's sizzling, the remaining water used for washing the cauldron is evaporating. I'm going to add water and cook our spring lamb. Absolutely gorgeous lamb. This is a lamb saddle, such tender and soft meat. We also have some fat and a bone, which ultimately makes our broth very rich and delicious. Now I'm going to pour water in our heated cauldron and then add meat. In 15 minutes, the water will boil and we'll have to finish with the soup. It's going to take an hour, roughly speaking. While the broth is cooking, let's move on to the veggies. Vegetables are going to be added as follows. First things first, onion and chili pepper go in our boiling meat broth. 30 minutes before our shorpo, we're putting big dices of potato and carrot. 20 minutes before, pepper. About 10 minutes before, tomatoes and garlic. Here's our main sequence of adding vegetables. It's time to chop them. Peel the potatoes, new potatoes. Chop it into quarters. Something like this. Slice the carrot into circles. We're using red or orange carrots. It looks lovely in broth and it's delicious. Next, start chopping our veggies. Remove the seeds from the pepper. Slice them in rings. Make sure the veggies are large-sized, hence it won't let them transform into a porridge. We want the vegetables to remain whole and sound. Slice the tomatoes into cubes. Quite small. After the tomatoes, smash the garlic. I recommend that you either grind it or smash it nicely to let the garlic give its juice to our broth. Oriental cuisine uses garlic, and for a good reason. Garlic is very healthy and tasty. At the very end, garlic is going to be added to tomatoes. Well, let's see if our water is boiled and add some onion. Our sorpa is boiling. I'm adding onion. If there is some foam that usually comes from the meat, then remove it. By the way, if you don't like the onion when it's in the broth, you can put it together with the meat and then take out the onion after it's ready. Onion, hot pepper, and our lamb are preparing. Let it set for 10 more minutes. 10 minutes have passed. The meat is very soft, that's why it's going to cook faster than an hour. I think 45-50 minutes are enough. That's why from now, I'm going to add pepper, wait for 10 minutes, and then put it. The carrots and potatoes, I will put all simultaneously into the broth. Now we're cooking our sorpa until the potatoes are ready. After that, we're going to add spices and serve it on the table. The soup is almost ready. It's time to add garlic, tomatoes, and spices. The spices we're putting are salt, cumin, black pepper, and it's just right. Stir it. Let the soup boil for 5 more minutes, and then we can serve it. Let it boil. Wait a bit more. Shorpa or meat broth in a cauldron. Wash the lamb, put big pieces into the cauldron and add water. Simmer the lamb for 20 minutes when the meat boils. After that, add the whole chili peppers and cut onions into thin semi-rings, add salt to the broth, and boil it for about an hour. Peel carrots and potatoes, cut them into big pieces. Chop the pepper and tomatoes into smaller pieces. When the meat is boiled enough, put the vegetables in broth and simmer them for 20 minutes. Season with garlic and spices. Wash the herbs, cut them finely, and add to the other ingredients. Let the dish sit under the closed lid for 15 minutes. After that, pour the shorpa onto the plates. Wherever I travel, I have noticed one preference. Meat is men's favorite meal. Meat dishes are served in different ways, cooked in unique recipes, and all the time it's fascinating. My main kitchen rule is to make everything with soul and appetite. And it's especially delightful when you try what you have cooked yourself. Enjoy!